Hello, everyone. I'm Shalia, and right now you probably hear my little fur baby in the background. He doesn't understand why I'm talking to nothing. He doesn't see you, so he doesn't understand. So he's barking. But anyways, today I have a lot I want to go through. I'm sorry. Hello, I couldn't hear what she said. Can everybody hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to try this again. All right. All right, it's okay. He doesn't understand. No. But I think he'll get used to it as we go on. So
distracting, but don't work.
Yeah. He just knows that mommy's talking to somebody and he doesn't know who. But anyway, we're going to get this started. I have a lot to talk about today. We've had such a hard week, and there's been so much going on. We have many of you know that we've had trouble with Facebook, but it hasn't stopped there. Apparently, I'm being attacked by X as well. I've been taken off that site as well. At least I can't get in. I can't get into the site. LinkedIn also went after me this morning. I did get back onto LinkedIn, but so far YouTube hasn't went after me or anything, thank God. But it's hard to restart on YouTube. It really is. This is my second account on YouTube. First account got attacked and I got taken down. I had over 12,000 subscribers and lost them all. And they didn't know where to find me. Most of them still haven't. And so it's still going on. We want to put a lot of love and a lot of light toward this energy. Okay, and this is the reason why I'm bringing it up, is so that we can all project our energy toward anything that's coming against us. Okay, right now, love is the only way, the only answer, the only energy that is
strong enough, basically, to push everything.
Exactly. It is the only thing that is stirring it up. I guess this is what's happening. I guess I'm stirring some things up, or we're stirring some things up, because this started happening right after we started doing this. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jess.
Oh, I was just gonna say, of course. I mean, it just makes sense. The dark controllers of the old system are doing their best, but light wins, and we know this. We know light wins, and there's no way to stop love, which is all that there is. I mean, love is all there is, and it's futile, and it shows. I mean, that what you're doing, I mean, there's a validity to it, but it only makes sense that you're going to get attacked when you have that validity and you have that truth in the love and the light. So
yeah, it is. It's been hard this week. Like, Matiha was saying, it's been hard to stay positive. Just going through this stuff, and it's constant. Now with us, our Facebook is important to us because we've got 6 kids. This is the only way we stay connected with them, and they all live out of state, so we don't see them. So this is, it was like, oh no, I can't get a hold of my son. What am I going to do? And I'm trying to figure out different ways, trying to call him on his phone. He's not answering. It just got a little crazy this week, and so I appreciate and thank you all so much for continuing to support this energy, continuing to support this movement of light that we're doing. We just as a whole, I believe that we are extremely powerful, and I think we have, of course, this is the divine light within, and the divine God. We have this light, and as we gather in these little mini groups. I mean, today we've got quite a few. It's nice to see everybody in here today. But as we gather and do this kind of work, we are going to gain attention, and we are going to they're going to try to stop what we're doing, because that's what they do. But as you may have noticed, I'm not very easily stopped. I don't quit. I am very consistent. I will continue. If I lose YouTube, I have Rumble. If I lose Facebook completely, I would go to MeWe or some other place. I'm not easily stopped. So we will continue. This will continue. We're not going to slow, and we're not going to stop. So let's get this movement going. Today I wanted to talk about a few things. One thing is the 3D-5D shift that's happening. Okay, we are definitely seeing it in time lapse. I won't go ahead, Jess.
I was just laughing. Please, please.
The time lapse shifts. Dave, the other day, he lost like 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't know where it went.
Yeah, it's like he thought it was 20 minutes, and it had been 2 hours. This is something that has been really crazy with us. I had just, while I was doing the event update, had an incredible, strange deja vu where I remembered writing a whole paragraph, but in a moment it was gone. The paragraph was gone. I was in the middle of writing, but it wasn't there.
Wow.
It was a completely different type of deja vu than I've ever experienced before. And it was like I went back in time. It's like literally I remembered writing the paragraph, and I remembered typing it out all the way. And then all of a sudden I look and it's not there. And I look and the time's different. And it's like, what's going on?
Oh, wow.
What happened? So yes, we are experiencing some really strange phenomenon going on right now as far as the time shifts. Has anybody else been experiencing anything like that? Go ahead, please. Mariana.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm located in Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, I've had days,
Wow.
not time, days. It's sort of like, I'll give an example. It is Saturday today, and the next thing I know, I'm at Wednesday. And how did I get there? And then I'm saying to the people around me, it's Saturday, and they said to me, no, it's Wednesday. And I look at them, is it Wednesday already? Yes. It's sort of like my days are becoming one. And as you say, time is also becoming one. My concept of time has changed. I have to write everything down now and make notes, because I find that my time just flies. It just goes. And the next thing I know, I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, time's an illusion. It's man-made.
And I
Yes.
think that we're actually experiencing that now, that it is very much something that, you know, it's like we are actually experiencing stepping out of the time continuum, going into a completely different vibration. It's much faster. Everything's happening faster. It seems like things, I can't even believe it's March already. You know, seriously, it just seems so unreal in the sense of a 3D mindset. You look at it, it's like, wow, what is really going on? And I am just enjoying it. I really am. I'll see those little things like the deja vu and the things that I'm having. I think, yeah, that's another step. Here we go. We're doing this. You know, I'm feeling it. And we're all experiencing these strange, unusual things, you know. Is there anybody else that has experienced anything like this?
I like to say, my name is Lubomira. I'm from Canada.
Hi.
And hi, I work with crystals, and I do some healing, but also mainly I work with crystal grids, Gaia grids. I work with them, do the crystalline grids and repair grids and do whatever.
Mhm.
Anyway, what I am experiencing, I have to be very careful about it. I think their portals open. I lost so many keys. I put key, let's say, on a table, and boom, disappears, and I cannot find it. It just doesn't go. So many things I lost that way. And I think it's, I don't know, I think it's opening portal and go somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've had that experience with cat
The
toys.
same? Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have that with cat toys. We'll throw a
Okay.
cat toy and it'll disappear.
Yes. But the worst thing is that I lose car keys. I'm somewhere. I put it in a purse. Boom. Nowhere to find. How everybody around me is looking for them. Nobody can find them. And I lost them forever. And then I
Yeah.
have it's terrible when you get stuck with a car somewhere and you have no keys to get back home. So you have to watch it. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because we've had some really strange experiences here. In this particular house, I kind of think we're sitting on a portal because things come up missing all the time, and then they'll
Yeah.
show up months later, you
Yeah.
know,
Exact same spot.
in the
that
exact
you-
same spot that you thought you put them, you know. So that's what's weird.
Okay. Glad to hear that somebody else have the same problem. Or challenges, I shouldn't say problem, challenges. Yeah.
It's definitely a phenomenon that is, we are in the fourth dimension. We are fourth dimensional now. So this is what we're experiencing. We're experiencing kind of in between,
Yes.
And so we're seeing into higher dimensions and we're seeing into the lower dimensions, believe it or not. And that can get a little scary, guys. So don't get scared. They can't do nothing to you. They can't harm you. You are much higher than they are. Okay, just so you know. All right. If you see anything that is unusual and that frightens you, just remember that we are in this time now. We are in the fourth dimension. There is a lot of other beings within this vibration, and they come in. And they're now coming in. A lot of them are coming in. You're seeing that happen like down in Miami and places like that, where these other vibrational energies are coming into our reality. So, and it's happening because we are up into a fourth dimensional vibration now. And there's a lot. Fourth dimension is split. You have high fourth dimension and you have low fourth dimension. So you have all of those vibrations there, you know. And so stay in the light, stay in the love. We are working our way into the fifth dimension. Gradually, it's happening. I do believe that eventually it will happen like that. But as of right now, we're gradually raising our light and we are seeing it. We are seeing all these other vibrations, spirits. We have a ghost cat and he's becoming much more vivid lately. And he runs around the house. And we see him all the time. but he's actually becoming much more physical, which is kind of strange. We actually physically see him a lot easier. And even my mother, she's seeing a lot of things. And of course, she's 84 and she has really never even thought about this kind of thing at all until just more recently. Now she's starting to see all kinds of things herself. So it's going to be interesting at an elderly point of view as an elder and watching her go through this, because she's very enlightened as being an 84-year-old. So I think that's going to be interesting to see how she will advance through these energies. But is there anything else anybody wants to add to the different phenomena that we're experiencing? Go ahead, Matika.
Well, for me, I don't know, I just feel more healed. I had a bout of colitis last year, and the doctors don't seem to know what the cause and cure is. They'll just say, okay, you lack iron, and here's all the foods, and here's the medication. But twice now I've been in the hospital for it. And then I had a dream recently that I had it again, which I dreaded because it put me in the hospital, and then I can't pay bills when I'm in the hospital. So long story short, it did come back, but it was without, usually it causes bleeding. So there was none of that. I just listened to my body. Somebody said cloves was really good to eat cloves because it helps with the digestion, because these ascension symptoms had me very nauseous and very fatigued. And it was like somebody beat me up. I get up in the morning and I'm like, what's going on? And it was taking me an hour just to get, and after an hour, I had to call in work that one day, and then I had a migraine, which I never do. And that moved into an earache that lasted almost a week. And because I was kind of keeping up with this sort of thing, because I do talk to spirit all the time, because we're living in an age where there's so much information and disinformation and misinformation. It's hard to know what's true, what's real. People are not even people really anymore,
Right.
to some
Right.
degree, because of all the AI. And, there was always the TV was very, what do you call it? Just a lot of false imagery, if you will. And so I just talk to God all the time. And so I and like, please bring me, the answer, the solution. Thank you for guiding me. And so I just go with the intuition, but I've noticed the healing. And so I don't know who's doing it, but I'm so grateful for it. I don't know if anybody else has had any kind of condition where it's like, wow, like, how is this happening? Like, all the symptoms are there, except I'm taking care of myself. And I was before, but it just still knocks me out. And so I'm thinking, and I've been vibrating too sometimes, like my gums, especially my gums. I don't know why. I'm thinking, am I supposed to speak more? I don't know. I don't want to. Some of the things, right? But yeah, so that's just kind of my experience. Now it's just like trying to keep the vibration high and focus on what I want, not what I don't want. Although I kind of want to know what's going on, even though it is negative. So I take a lot of baths. I rest. I try to
We
eat right.
had that conversation this morning. What's good and bad? Okay, yes. It's hard. It's hard to stay in the positive when you have war, destruction, violence, suffering. But one of the things as a light worker that we do need to focus on is not only keeping ourselves in the light, but when we see what's happening out in the world, like when we see the war, instead of focusing on the violence and all that, focus on those who are experiencing the violence. Okay. We want to focus on the ones who are the victims in these situations, and just send your love, light, because that's where you'll find your love. You can't find love if you're looking at somebody who's so vindictive and hateful and wants to cause war. It's hard to find love there. And so when you find your love in your heart for those who are suffering and going through all this, this is where you can find that love to share okay? And then you can project it to those who are above doing all the harm, okay? You first find the love from those. I don't know what's happening here. Something just popped up on my screen. I don't know what happened, but you're trying to when you trying to find the love to share in those situations, look at those who are the victims and find your love there. Find your love in those ones who are being harmed, because they're the ones who need it. They're the ones who are hurting. And then once you find your love there, then you can project that same love to the ones who's doing the harm. Because it's hard to just project your love to those doing the harm when you don't know where to find it. And you got to sometimes look in your heart for those who are. Did we lose Jay? We lost Jay. Okay, there he is again. Okay. And for those who are doing the harm, then you can project the love properly towards them. And when a person, like in the situations with the war, the militaries, the governments, people say, how can you project love to that? How can you project love to the things that are negative like this? And it's not about saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. That's not about that. It's about projecting your compassion for the fact that they don't know what they're doing. They don't realize that they are actually causing harm to themselves and to their own people, to their own families. All they see is hate. All they see is vindictive and violence. They don't see anything else. They cannot see that they're doing something bad to anybody, whether you want to call it bad or not. They're doing it to themselves.
Oh.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Hi, Jay.
Hey, sorry about that. Someone just walked by me on the beach and it was a
That's
little kid. It was
okay.
cute. Sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, so when we're projecting our love as light workers, seeing it in the right manner, seeing it in the right perspective is important, because you can get it can be really ugly. It can be really ugly to see. And so if you're focused on that negative vibration, you're focused on those negative things about war and violence and all that, and weapons and stuff of mass destruction and all of it. Let's look and focus on the soul of each individual person that's doing this. Okay, the soul of the military men, the souls of the men that are in government, the soul and women that are in government, and the souls of the ones who's actually projecting this war. Okay, this is where we got to send the compassion, because they really don't know what they're doing. They really don't understand it.
My favorite line in the movie was, those that are hardest to love need it the most.
They do.
Yep.
They do.
I kind of find it's an interesting dichotomy between the energy we can send from the fourth dimension, those glimmers of the fifth dimension that we find ourselves kind of orbiting as we try and project energy back to these people who are maybe trying to make it to the fourth dimension or have no clue of it and are stuck in the third dimension. The density that they're in is sometimes it just isn't receptive, like at all, to the frequency that we're sending. It's just they don't hear it, they don't see it. You can be standing right next to them and it just kind of bounces off of them.
And this is where we have to learn to have the compassion. Yeah, they don't really know. They're not aware. They are still asleep. And so, as we raise higher, and we're definitely seeing the phenomenon of that. They're not seeing that kind of phenomenon. They're not witnessing that. They're still within those low vibrations. Now, what's going to happen as the earth raises, it's either going to shake them awake, or eventually they will fall away. Now, this is what I'm saying. I see my mother. She's an 84-year-old woman who's very vibrant at her age, but she's still very dependent on me. Okay, she's at the point where she's starting to get pretty dependent on me. Now, how is she going to move forward into these vibrations is very interesting to me, because she's actually seems to be getting a little healthier, you know, and she seems to be becoming more aware. Now, mind you, she was very, very, very Christian. So when I talk about extraterrestrials, it was strange for her at first, but she's becoming enlightened. She thinks they're cute.
Yeah.
Seriously, she thinks they're cute. So she's getting she's understanding that it's okay. It's a new paradigm, and that she's not staying stuck in that old mindset, which even, you know, as someone who's been so adamant about her religion and things throughout her life, you know, this has been a big change for her, and she's doing great. And I'm so proud of her. She's doing so good with it. And this is why I'm saying I'm excited to watch her as an elder going into these new energies. She's becoming more enlightened, you know, becoming higher vibrations, happier person. And that's what we all should be doing, is becoming happier. You know, this is where we're going. This is where we're headed. And then you look at those who are having other difficulties. There is another thing that I do want to mention, that I want to get into the conversation. And this is something that I've been discussing. I've discussed before on some videos, and some of the channelings have brought a little bit out, but most of my channelings bring out the energies of Mother Earth. Now, what is happening right now, though, I'm starting to get information about direct energy weapons, and not just direct energy weapons, but what'd she call it? Mind controlled devices and direct energy weapons in that sense. Okay, I have been contacted by somebody, and I'm bringing it forth to the Light Force, because maybe you have some answers as well that I'm just not sure what to think about a lot of it. I do know about mind control. I've studied into the MK Ultra, and being of German descent, my family was part of the MK Ultras of Germany. So I do understand that concept, but I have been approached by somebody who has given me some documents that are talking about our military and a couple other militaries using these devices on many people. And these are the people that are coming out about, and this one's literally asking me lovingly for help in the situation. And they're scared to death because they feel that they are being mind controlled. And apparently what it does, it totally messes with your thoughts. It totally controls your every movement, everything that you do. And in some cases, like with this one that I'm dealing with, she is aware that she's being controlled. Okay, this is not her own mind controlling her. She knows that she don't want to do it and is getting controlled to do it anyway. So this type of energy is something I want to put our healing toward today. Okay, and she said she feels that it's like happening through, like, probably microchipping, probably through vaccines or something to that effect, but it can be happening. So we definitely need to put our love and energy toward these people who are being affected by this. I do feel that the light disintegrates technology. I think that could be what happened. I don't know. But I do believe that the light, when projected properly through knowing that you're taking in God's energy and it's not your own, you know, you got to remember that. Okay, what you're accepting, what you're bringing into your body is not your own. It's your God. It's God's energy. It's the universal life force energy. You connect it with your chi. You connect it with your own energy, and then you project it. This is something that a lot of people don't understand when they're sending light and love. They're sending their own love and light. But you need to bring it from God. God
Yeah.
will give
Yeah.
you. You know, God is going to give you that light and let you send His light. Okay, you are beacons.
Yeah.
That means you hold His light, and you are holding His light to share with others, and we're holding that light to share with these people today. Who are dealing in war, dealing with these energy weapons. And now, mind you, I'm not sure about this. Does any of you have any perspective? Now, I do know that Mama Z was talking about this before we actually started recording and before everybody got in here. So I'm going to let her let us know what she started telling me at the beginning. Okay, thank you.
My son was, I came out of the secret space program, kind of came out of that closet in about 4 years ago. My understanding, from the time he was 4 until 26, he was in the program in the My Lab paperclip. You've all heard about the project Paperclip, and where that's where the German scientists came over, after the war. They brought them all over here, put them underground in deep underground dumps, deep underground military bases, and they did experiments. And my son was personally, Dr. Mengele personally tortured my son. So you see there's but anyway, so I was totally ignorant. I was raised in a basic Christian family as well, and was shocked, absolutely shocked. I have 4 sons. He told his brothers first, and they decided how to tell me, and then came and told me. And you go back and say, okay, how come I didn't know? All right, let's jump forward. We'll talk about that another time. But in that program, he was a victim of MK Ultra. He was, and dealt with and just totally victimized, partly because of the bloodline families. They want to experiment on them. They want to have the children. They wanted to have the children young because they can program them, because their brains are little sponges. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
the things that he saw made me cry and become like a guerrilla mother. I wanted to just tear the world apart and go find these people, and with a machine gun. I just was so angry. They didn't even do this to my baby. So he's real careful about what he tells me, but he did work with aliens. He did, he really knows them. They liked him for his psychic powers. So he is part of the ether battles, and trying to take the dark down. And as a good note, as I speak about this, when he first started, there were millions that he was up there every single night, just millions of gens and demons. And, he did battle in the 5th dimension. And a lot of the dark is our light, our frequency, they cannot exist in that. So that's another part, Shirley, about what you're saying is the higher we keep our frequency, the less we can do that. As the double-edged aspect, the higher your frequency is, the more you meet the good as well. The people that we're going to be working with, you're going to see more spaceships. You're going to see, we're getting prepared to have encounters with those wonder Pleiadians who are giving us messages, and the Arcturians and the councils. Yeah, we're going to be coming up. There are 7 layers of every dimensions. So you say 3D1, 3D2, 3D. So you have to work your way up through those 7 dimensions to get to where we're going. Yes. And the ascension symptoms are, as you talk a lot and you share with, are the light that comes into us, that divine, the universal God love light that comes into us. And they're trying so hard to not overstuff us I always feel like sometimes I feel like, boy, this is what a sausage feels like. It's just like,
I
oh,
overstuff myself every day.
I know it. It's just, but I meant the light aspect being just the energy. You can feel like you almost would be a cartoon and splat out energy because you're
Yes.
you're getting downloaded this incredible intense energy, and they're only trying to give
Absolutely.
us as much as we can handle. And the nausea, I live on papaya pills
Oh,
because it was like that's the
that
only.
might be what I need. I have been so nauseous lately.
It is it's American Health brand papaya enzymes or whatever. I've been
I'll have to
on
think
those
about
for a long time, but yeah, they do help for some reason. But we're going through physical changes, mental changes, and the like.
Absolutely. It's
I
crazy.
can ask
They are.
Zenja to give me, how to overcome the MK Ultra. But what we recommend at this point in my, short time journey is I sing, because number one, singing your favorite song, I mean, it raises your own frequency. They can't handle higher frequencies. So,
He
and
sings
even the
all day long.
machines, the machines, if your brain is doing something else, it doesn't. And even if it's the chip, that your frequency can still affect the chip. My son said, yes, we can, by raising our frequency, dissolve those physical chips or neutralize
Absolutely.
them, I think is what he calls them, and neutralizes. But
Neutralize.
singing, puts you in a different frame so that you're not victim of it. And if she's singing, she's not giving it any energy. Sing her favorite song. I don't care if it's, a lullaby, whatever.
I will definitely let her know this. So yeah,
it
definitely, because she just basically asked for help. She wanted me to put it out there for energy work, and that's what I'm going to do today.
okay,
As
and we
far
can
as
do that. Yeah,
definitely.
well, and we collectively, because we're all one with every being in the universe, and there's a balance to that. And with the wars and things like that, those are their last dark efforts. And you're right that we must send to the victims. But as we try to find compassion, as we look at the dark, the military people and those, they have the same mission contracts. We have to have that in order to enlighten us. You have to have that contract. That is so evil is, that is the other aspect. That is the machine, the evil machine, on its mission to destroy us and take more of us with them and to let us be their minions. We fight against that again by keeping our frequency and tuning out. If we don't feed them, if we don't feed the machine, we don't give them our time, we don't give them our energy, we ignore them, do they still exist? Yes, in this particular dimension, but in our life,
They don't.
no, we are like this, and we help dissolve them. If you go out into the ether and look down at our beautiful Mother Earth, just kind of visually take yourself out from it and look down on it. And light is like a candle. How far can you see a candle in the dark? That light is incredible. So as we look down on what we think as a dark planet, it's our light network is incredible. And you've seen pictures of the neurons in your brain and how everything's connected, and there's a little bulb and there's this little string that it connects this to that. That's what our light work is now. We are building this wonderful network around our earth and bringing that light, and we by that light are destroying the dark. So keep on keeping on. Know that what you're doing is healing. We're healing the planet. At the same time, we are helping heal the universe. The universe has been dealing and has been aware of their what we haven't. We've been in the dark. We have not had our memories. We're millions of years old, billions of years old. And those of you who have all of your memories can go back there. I personally don't have
all
one
of
yet.
them.
Yeah,
I have a few, but I don't have all of them. I don't remember my very beginning. I don't, and I don't think I'll ever remember that, because I do feel our souls are probably immortal.
We do. They
Yeah.
are, and we have a higher soul, and I call them the team. And when I'm grounding and shielding every day, I just kind of physically, I don't know if this helps anybody, but I bring like okay, how am I going to say this? If you imagine a beehive and every one of those little cells holding honey, or consider a pixel of the screen that we're looking at. Each one of us is one of those cells in the universe, and we hold the light there. And we're helping others bring the light in our neighboring little cells and in the universe. And so I just bring the light from God into myself, down into the ground, and I'm just happy in my little whatever, and like my little self. I have my little 3D body, and think of that as like holding a keychain to your spiritual self. And then you're hired.
You just sitting there saying that, you're glowing like you never believed before. Look at her glow.
It's just really fun because you have a team. You're not alone. This is what I'm trying to help you say, is all of the universe is trying to help us. They're watching us because they know we have chosen this mission. We are here to bring the light, to hold the light, because the more light we hold, the higher the universal frequency is. We're helping Mother Earth herself ascend. So when you're grounding, pull up, help her pull up. You're asking for her energy as you're grounding, but you're helping her ascend as well. Absolutely. And then when
she's doing a pretty good job herself right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She's doing pretty good from this last jump. She's really raising herself up. And as she's going, we better stay with her. And I think that's a part of it too.
That's right.
If we don't stay up there, we can get stuck down in those lower vibrations, and that's going to cause those symptoms to start acting up even more. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, we'll still have those symptoms because our bodies, our immortal bodies, our soul bodies, we're just in this physical meat suit thingy, but we chose it, and we're here, and it has its limitations.
Yeah, it does.
And our skills will grow there. And so just be gentle with yourself. If you have a bad day or you have those feelings, you're sick, physically you can still be sick. I mean, your body can be victimized by illness, but again, sing, and they can't handle anything positive. So in your worst moments, find something, hug yourself.
Play the music all the time. We play the radio station all the time. Now, sometimes there's songs on there that aren't supposed to be on there, but however, usually it happens because I'm putting concerts on or albums on, and I don't catch it. But
it's frequency. That frequency is really important. It helps you keep yours. So maintain the word.
Well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jesse.
So, like, using mantras, I use like Sanskrit mantras, and also like mantras that just resonate so strongly and powerfully with your heart. And to, when I'm feeling like the lower vibration is starting to like pull on me, it's like, the I am is huge. Like, I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. And you just keep repeating that, and I'm already getting goosebumps. It's like,
I am too. You're just saying that.
keep repeating that, I am an eternal spark of source, like eternal. Like, I am love. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am love. I am light. I am the love. I am the light. It is so powerful. And again, like, singing, dancing. I was just in an ecstatic dance last night, and these souls that come together we make such a powerful, the room is like lit up. And I was doing grid work there. Like, I'm dancing and just getting so into the spirit. And like, I start doing grid work, and I'm working with Mother Earth, and I'm like, my hand is shaking holding this grid. And it's like so intense and like just so beautiful to experience that. And it's like, I'm called to these specific places. Like, I go out to this dance, and like, I meet these people. I'm like, in my community now, it's like we're all like helping each other when we come together like that, and everybody's playing their part in this beautiful literal dance of love. And know, and at the end we have a sound bath, and I'm laying there, and they're like rain sticks and stuff. I felt
Wow.
like there was mist coming off the rain sticks. Like I felt it.
Wow.
Like there wasn't any, you know, that there was. And I was
It very
clearing
well could have been in the etherical.
in the
Yes.
etherical. There was.
Yes.
I
And you
mean,
felt it.
100%. And I was clearing my chakras. Like I was just laying there, and Dave, who is one of the ones who they do this live um presentation of music, and it's all off the cuff, and it's just amazing, and they feed off of the energy of the room. And he was like, yeah, I was walking by you and you had this huge smile on your face, and I was just so, I mean, I was just so in spirit. I was like so attached, and just, and Mother Earth is huge. And yeah, the bringing down of the light, like, and remembering it's God's light, and to say I'm a conduit for light. Like we're electrical, like parts of circuitry. Like
Yeah.
bring that light down, bring it into your higher chakras, your crown chakra, connect to your root chakra,
Yeah.
send it down to Mother Earth's heart, the center of her heart, and just feel it pulse,
Absolutely.
feel it beat with love, feel it beat. She loves you so much. Mother Earth loves you so much and is so appreciative of your light. She loves you. And we love her so much. And we're with her. We're doing this with her, and it's beautiful. And nature, get out in nature. Nature can heal you. I've had healings with bees. I've had conversations with bees. They give me little micro injections on my hand. I had a yellow jacket. I was reading about implants, like genetic implants, those kinds of things. I was outside. This was when it was warm out earlier in like August or something. And I feel like something bit me on my head, and it flies out, it lands into the pool like that's next to me. It was a yellow jacket. A yellow jacket stung me right where my hair coils.
Oh
Like it was,
no, like in your
like,
cowlick?
yeah, like it was killing, like it was like defeating an implant, like it was healing me.
Wow,
And
that's crazy.
yeah, and yellow jacket venom is actually proven scientifically to reduce tumors, and it can actually heal people from bee allergies. So it is a healing substance. And nature, especially if you help an animal, if you save an animal's life, it's mutual. They will return the favor and give you a healing.
Absolutely. We totally agree with that one.
Yeah, I've had healings with beetles, really intense interactions with beetles. Giant beetle was trying to get into my house during the spiritual awakening, where I was like, felt like I was on psychedelics, but I wasn't, for like 7 days.
Oh
And
wow.
this giant beetle, like the scarab, was like trying to come into my house for like 2 nights. And I'm like, what's going on? Like banging into the screen door. And I'm like, this is wild. And so the next day I'm just like called, like I have to go outside to the pool. And this same, I know it was the same beetle, was in the pool drowning. I took him out of the pool, and he crawled up my arm to my ear, and like pulled something from my light body, not physically, like from my ear. And like
Fire.
did
Wow.
some kind of healing to me. And it was like, because I let him, and it was like really tickly. I'm like, I know this beetle is here for something. It was trying to get into my house to help me out. Like, I'm just going to trust in nature, trust in her, trust in the animals that really love us. And if we drop our fear, you can get amazing experiences with these animals. So
He can tell you about that one. We have had some of the most incredible personal experiences and personal friends with some of the most beautiful 10 to 12 point bucks. And if you go on our,
I have them come and eating right on my hand all the time.
he said he had some
I've got a
coming.
connection with nature.
Yeah, he's really connected. Being Native American, he does, we kind of went toward that energy of deciding to look into nature spirit and animal spirits and how they affect our lives. And we was getting messages every day from nature. I still do. I still get net messages every day. But that like you had the beetle. We had a time one time we were going through in our spiritual awakening. We had, you mentioned the beetle, and it just kind of it sent chills through my body. because our whole house got covered in beetles. Our whole house. I'm not joking. They were coming through the windows. They were coming in every crack. They were huge. They were about this long, and they vibrated. They literally would hum. And it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it, because they were everywhere we could possibly imagine. And that's kind of strange. It's kind of synchronistic that you say that.
That's beautiful.
The whole house was
You were
completely
clearing it, clearing it of
Exactly.
energy of some kind, resetting your house. So
Absolutely. And so I totally understand what you're experiencing there. Definitely.
Yeah.
that's great to hear, that synchronicity. So
Yes.
Well, and-
We've also had a thing with moths.
mm,
We had an entire, and these were big, big moths. They were everywhere. And it was for a couple days. They were bright orange moths, and they stayed on our house and on our car. We had to knock them off of our car, and when we were drive, because they would like collect to our vehicle. It was like, I don't know why they are here, but they're here.
Moths like the light.
Yes, they do.
They're
And I
attracted by
thought
the
same
light.
thing.
So your lighthouse is beyond.
yeah.
I just wanted to add
Very
one
well.
thing, is that when Jesse was talking about the mantra, it's like, I am, we are, it is.
It is.
And so all of those things really can just, those three things are what we all are. And
Yeah,
so thank you for bringing that, Jesse, as a reminder.
absolutely.
Thanks for
Thank you, Jesse.
that. Thanks for your mantra. That's beautiful.
Thank you, Mama. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead. We've been in the room for almost an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the healing. He's going to back up a little bit so I can get positioned here. Now I'm going to ask Matika and Jesse and Jay, if you and anybody else who was in here before, I'm not sure if y'all were, do you think that I should go ahead and do the whole energy work?
Yes.
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I ask of that because for those who aren't aware, not been in here with me before, I am Reiki master, but I also am a theologian and have studied into ancient Egyptian and Gnosticism. So I have my own. Oh, honey, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Megumi Ozaki. I am
Okay.
Japanese. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I
you.
speak very little English, and I can bravely listen to it. I'm working to bring the Japanese translation of Stella's side of the Japanese people using a translator. I joined Zoom today to feel your power. I'm happy I could join you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, here we go. We had a couple more. We had Larry come in with us. Okay. All righty. Fill thou my body, O Spirit of life. Fill thou my body with the spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness, and come from the halls where the seven lords rule. I name them by name, the 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. By their names I call them to aid me, free me, and save me from the darkness of night. Ointanas, Kortal, Chiatal, Goan, Urtal, Samveta, and Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free me from darkness, and fill me with light. And so it is. Shokure, shokure, shokure. Han Shazi Shonen. Han Shazi Shonen. Han Shazi Shonen. Shokure, shokure, shokure. Seihaki, seihaki, seihaki. Shokure, shokure, shokure. Fill thou this earth, O Spirit of life. Fill thou this earth with the Spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness, and come from the halls where the seven lords rule. I name them by name the seven, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. By their names I call them to aid me. Free this earth and save her from the darkness of night. Ointanas, Kurtal, Chital, Goana, Ertal, Simbeta, and Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free this earth from darkness and fill her with light. And so it is. Fill thou humanity, O Spirit of life. Fill thou humanity with the Spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness, and come from the halls where the seven lords rule. I name them by name the seven, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. By their names I call them to aid me. Free humanity and save us from the darkness of night. Wintanas, Kurtal, Chital, Goan, Ertal, Simbeta, and Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free humanity from darkness and fill them with light. And so it is. Fill thou my body, fill thou this earth, and fill thou humanity, O Spirit of life. Fill thou my body, fill thou this earth, and fill thou humanity with the Spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness, and come from the halls where the seven lords rule. I name them by name the seven, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. By their names I call them to aid me, free this earth, and free humanity, and save us from the darkness of night. Untanas, Kurtal, Chiatal, Goana, Ertal, Simbeta, and Ardal. By their names I implore thee, free this earth, and free humanity from darkness, and fill us with light. And so it is. I will now do about a 10-minute heal. All those who know how to send your healing, also be sending your healing towards all that needs, all those who need. Okay, we're gonna slowly come back to our 4D, 5D selves. How's everyone feel?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Very good.
And the world is a better place for what we have just done. It's lighter.
Amen.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
pulled us
everybody.
together.
I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here.
Yeah,
When I do this, I get really rubby.
it's okay. It's a good thing. I had one more thought that came to me
Absolutely.
was that remember that the evil that we fight has to also go through an ascension process. So as we leave, they will be left and they still have to do, work their way through. So there's still hope for them to come to the light. It might take a million years, but I mean, literally, but we are helping them on their path by raising our frequency so that they can get down and do their own business and not take more victims. So they're serving their purpose and they help us.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
good job, everybody.
Absolutely. All right. When you was talking about, I think it was you, Jesse, was talking about getting yourself somebody was talking about getting overflowed. That's what that does to me. It gets me overflowed.
Okay, hug.
Yeah, hug everybody.
Yeah.
Love you.
I love y'all.
We do.
Love everyone.
Bye,
Thank you all
everybody.
so much for being here today. We do make a difference. I do know this. I see the difference daily. Even in my own area, just doing what I do daily, you see it in your own front yards and backyards.
Well, our love Taurus field is so huge. If you look at those pictures, where even going into the market and we are in our higher selves, our high vibe, that affects all those around us. So we are love machines. Never forget.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you all for coming today. I think we had the biggest amount in here today, I think, was 16. So, hey, I think they had to kind of dwindle away as we continued, but we're at about an hour and 15 minutes in here today. I think we did pretty good.
Right.
A lot of information coming in today. Is there anybody else that would like to bring up anything before we go?
Well, thank you for all those messages you are posting.
Oh, thank
Very,
you.
very much appreciate it.
I do it for you guys. I literally do. This is I started channeling at a very young age. Probably in my kids were young, so I'd say my 30s. So I started channeling early and started channeling the fairy kingdom early. But as far as doing what I'm doing now, I've been doing since about 2012. It's the only way I know. I've gotten to the point now to where it's like everything that, what I'm doing, my videos, the music, now the gatherings and doing all this, I'm doing it for you. I've had my awakening, but there's so many out there who don't. And this is why I feel that it is important for us who have awakened to gather and to help put the energies out there that we need to get this awakening really going, get it on rolling down the hill. And rolling down the hill. We need it rolling down the hill. I mean, this is what's happening already. More and more and more are waking up, and there's going to be more as they get lighter, starting to see things, starting to hear things, starting to notice channeling, notice these things. Channeling is us connecting to all the others within the fifth dimension. It's there people are scared, kind of scared of it. I've noticed. I have had some people not like it because they're afraid of the extraterrestrials, you know, still, and they're afraid that the channeling is. I've even been called and said it's false light, which of course it's not. Okay, we do know that, we feel that, we know it. It's going to take others to come to that realization, I'm sure, but it's not about a extraterrestrial religion. It's not about that. It's not about anything like that. We are on our own individual journeys. The extraterrestrials are there, or I should say, I really don't like the word extraterrestrials. I should say interdimensional. They're all interdimensional. All of them are. We all are interdimensional. We live within dimensions. So this is an extraterrestrial would be someone within a third and fourth dimension that is within our own density. So who we deal with is interdimensionals. So that maybe that'll make a little bit more sense to some, because what we deal with are higher dimensions, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9th dimension. Some of them are even beyond that. You can go into the angelics. The angelics go into all the way up, and they're of course the 12th dimension. They come down, they descend down to be within this realm, within the physicality of the universe. They can descend down through the vibrations, which that makes angelic souls, you know, a little different in that sense, because technically they don't ascend. they're descending down in to be a part of the universe, to help ascend, help those from the universe ascend. This is how an angelic soul works. And I discovered that I was an angelic about 3 years old. I think I told the story before in the last video, but I was 3 years old when I found out I was an angelic. I met my real celestial father at the age of 3. He told me that this reality was not real. He said, "This is not real." He says, "I am." So he talked to me just as though I was a 3-year-old child.
I think the problem is with the word channeling. I think that it has such a negative connotation to most people that we need to invent a new word.
Maybe.
Yeah, because for some people, it's like we open ourselves up to demonic powers.
A lot of people don't understand that there is a different vibration here.
Yeah, they don't get it. So I think we
Yeah.
need to invent a new word that is safer. And also,
You're right.
our English was created as spell casting.
You're
Anyway,
absolutely right.
so even opening our mouths, sometimes we're spell casting and don't realize it. So
absolutely,
I think that would help the awakening by coming up with a softer, more loving something word, and about how we connect, because even my son says there is so much psychic traffic because we are of the higher frequency. And so learning how to, and that's what you're doing, is you're in that psychic traffic and you're being communicated with.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're receiving the information. So I think maybe that's a way to let them know. I don't know. That would be
Well,
fun.
some people call it telepathy.
Yeah.
You know, some call it telepathy, but I don't receive it as telepathy. I personally receive it as script.
Wow.
I'm a what you would consider an automatic writer.
Cool.
So I write it. You can ask David. It's silly. It really is. Sometimes I get one sentence and won't get nothing for a little while, and then I'll get like a paragraph, and then I have to take care of mom, so I'll go do my mom thing, and then I'll come back and I'll be flooded with information. It comes in as I need it. So basically, and it doesn't necessarily come in order. Okay. So, you know, when I'm looking at my channel, I may say, well, wait a minute, that paragraph goes here. You know? So yeah, it's different. I channel differently than some. Most of the ones I share are script channels.
That is beautiful to know, because that makes a difference. I think that all itself helps us come up with and we'll be given the word to use, because we've brought it up into this
Yeah.
arena, and that will be helpful, I think, too, because as we help the others awaken, and from whatever religion or non-religion that they come from, those old words are not going to suit our new world. So
you're absolutely right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I don't know what we could call it. That would be a little bit softer. I mean, that's something we could possibly start thinking about.
yeah,
But yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
yeah. But see, like with the scripting, what happened, how I found out that I could actually do that, I wrote a book, and the book became my reality.
Mm.
Literally,
I remember
page by
reading about
page by page by page by page by page, 33 chapters, 7 years of my life.
83.
33 chapters I wrote. And by the way, the book's gone. The book got destroyed right after I finished the 33rd chapter.
33rd. Well,
Yes.
That's a secret society level.
Yes.
Right?
It got destroyed, and it literally got taken off everything. It's like somebody came in the middle of the night and wiped it from my computer.
Wow.
It was that bad. I didn't know why at the time, but about a month or so after that happened, everything started coming true. That was from the book, literally starting with the very first page, which was the death of my father.
Oh,
And every page from that moment on came true. Now, this story, it was made in a fantasy story. I just wrote it because I thought it was a beautiful story. You know, I thought, oh, this is such a pretty story. I'm going to write this. I had it in my mind. It was like a vision. I was still awakening to that whole, what am I experiencing? So I started writing it, and I'd read it to Dave, and I had characters. I am a 3D artist, so I also created 3D characters to go along with the book. It was going to be a 3D graphic novel, and it was very fantasy. It had fairies, it had gnomes, it had wizards, it had elves, it had them all. And it's just a beautiful little fantasy story, and literally came true down to the exact people that I created in the book. We actually met them. Yeah, you sitting there saying, yeah, we actually met them. You know? Yeah, we actually met them. The very first one was he was a little he was a gnome wizard in my book, and the very first day I seen him, he said, "Welcome to my little gnome hut."
Mm.
Yeah, and it went on from there. It was just as fantasy. Believe me, it was just as fantasy as the book, and that's what was so fascinating. I was receiving fairy messages. I was literally interacting with them in the woods. I lived in the woods for about seven months. Or David and I, we lived in the woods for about 7 months, and I was receiving messages from the fairies. And this was all wrote in the book. I met every single person in the book that I wrote about. I met them and had created an image after the book got destroyed. I actually, on my computer, I still had the images, the 3D characters that I created in my 3D program. And so I was actually able to show the people their character.
oh, cool.
So that was nice. That was something that still was like a proof for me to show, oh, you are this person in my book, you know, type of thing. So
It sounds inner
know,
earth. Like
I'm sorry.
Inner earth exists that way. So it sounds like you are connected with inner earth.
I am very connected with inner earth.
Yeah.
I am very, very connected. That's where the fairy realm that I channel is from.
It's there. I mean, I wait to visit. My mission, my dream is to go into the Library of Alexander is there. and it
Oh,
was never destroyed. It's there, and
I know.
and
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
wait to go visit.
I am a librarian at heart.
Oh.
Okay. I love books. I've loved books. I used to own a bookstore even.
Oh, cool.
Part of my lifetime I've owned a bookstore. So yeah, so it's like that's really how I got into the theologian um path, and looking into all the ancient scripts and
Yeah.
stuff, and realize that all it's basically telling us, every single one of them, love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Love your neighbor.
And then go within.
Go
and
within.
connect
Love
with
your
the-
neighbor. Go within. Love your neighbor. Go within. That's all they talk about.
It's all love. It's all
It's all
love.
about. And every
And-
single one of the ancient teachings that I have read, this is where it all lies. And this is where I had to say, okay, I got it finally. You know,
Hello.
hello, after all these years.
Well, and we have to take what's in our head and drop it down into our heart, because
Yeah.
this is kind of like MK Ultra up here. We've been trained, we've been educated that this is, everything in here is an incredible machine. We have these wonderful antennas, but it's our heart that we need to really be able to express. And Zenja told me that, I thought this was really fun, and you guys will appreciate this, that he believes, and he's working with the Galactic Council to say, hey, the first aliens we need to meet are the people who've already lived here their whole lives. They're underneath,
they're in the
they're
earth.
in the inner earth. They
They're
were
in the
born here
earth.
too. Those are the ones, the Middle Earthers are the ones that we need to meet first. They see us because they come up, and they see us in their higher frequency. That's how you can meet your little friends, because they're safe with you. You know what I'm saying? And your fairies and whatever. But so I think that's good
Yeah.
for us. But thank you for this wonderful we're able to share. It's hard to share this with just anybody. So nice to meet you all.
Well,
Nice to meet
thank you all for coming today. We have been in here an hour and a half.
Good. It's good.
Right.
Hopefully the recording works right. I did record, so hopefully those who did not get to be with us today will be able to witness it and absorb the love and light that's shared today.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Okay. I love you, and we are going to say goodbye now.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste,
Namaste.
loves. I love
Namaste.
you. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.